Wanda Denise Hollis. Now some call me Wanda D and my close friends and family call me WD. But either way, I'm just passing through. You see, I came by to inspire you to live beyond your dreams, to go past the clouds and travel on Mars if that's what you so desire to do. Let me assure you that I truly believe in you. Your visions and hopes are seeds planted in you, put there for a reason, perfectly designed for you. I believe that the universe is simply waiting on you. Let me ask you a question. What are your desires? What is that thing? You know, that thing that burns inside of you. That thing that nags you. What is that dream that used to ride with you? I am here to tell you. I am here to encourage you. I am here to let you know that it's not too late to take that dream off the shelf and give birth and let it kiss the earth and then spread it as though it was a dessert. I am enough. I am enough. And yes, you are enough. You, and you too are enough. Now live knowing and believing that there is nothing, absolutely nothing you can't do. Why? Because together we are more than enough. Hey. Do. What you got to say? I'm the only one singing, dancing, playing. What's going on? Okay, it's me, Wanda D, the motivational queen. And welcome to the I Am Enough Talk Show. Yeah, y'all know I look a little different today because I'm working. Girl is working. I'm advertising nothing ordinary about her. Because guess what? Ain't nothing ordinary about me. All right, and I'm gonna get into the why I'm wearing this and who we're supporting here. But first, I just want to thank y'all for tuning in, and I also want to encourage you. I don't care where you're listening from, whether you're on Roku, Fire Stick, Instagram, YouTube. Well, who was that lady that had all the pies going on? Patty Pies, Shirley Caesar, you name it. I don't care where you are, but just tune in. Tell everybody, tell a friend, tune in. The I Am Enough Talk Show is on, where your dreams matter. Yes, they do. I believe in your dreams, even if you don't. All right? So I hope that this show inspires you to take your dreams off the shelf, dust them off, and get moving with your dreams, because that is what the I Am Enough Talk Show is all about. Today, I have a very lit studio. Make some noise. Wait a minute. I didn't hear from everybody. I especially didn't hear from this brother right here. I need somebody to make some noise. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come back and I'm going to introduce my guests. We're going to be talking about relationships. We're going to have a candid talk about relationships. Some people are married, single, and you know that word complicated is very complicated. So we're going to be talking about all of that, the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows of relationships. And what else are we going to talk about? We're going to just let you take a peek into their world because, you know, I have some amazing guests that have joined me in the studio today, and we have a live studio audience. So we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and I want you to watch this video. Then I'm going to come back and tell you what it's all about.
So you love wine, and you've tried all the major brands. You've paid retail price, and you're just bored. Direct Sellers is a totally new way to experience wine. There are thousands of wineries all over the world, and only a fraction of those wines are sold at your local grocer. Artisan wines should tell a story. The colors, aromas, and flavors are as distinct and unique as the regions they are cultured in. Direct Sellers offers an exclusive guided tour through the world of wine, discovering new flavors that fit your palate and your pocketbook. Through the reds and the whites, from the traditions of Europe to the flavors of the New World. Direct Sellers brings the finest wines in the world right to your doorstep, and the choices are endless. Every exclusive club features hand-selected wine by connoisseurs with over 200 years of combined experience. Monthly deliveries are shipped to your home and include a profile on each bottle and the winery it was created in. Month by month, Direct Sellers will help you increase your knowledge, palate, and appreciation for wine. It's really all about the wine. We want you to experience something new and share it with others. Direct Sellers is empowered by social media, and you can get paid to spread the word of wine. As a member, you get referral fees, which are paid as cash when your friends and family also sign up as members. Whether you are looking to make enough to pay for your monthly wine shipment, a secondary income, or a plan B out of your current career, direct sellers may be the answer. Wine is about shared experiences. When you open a bottle with friends, it's just that much sweeter. Direct sellers. Get in, get wine, get social.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Oh, glory, 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 hallelujah! Because I'm on a path. I'm on a direction where I know that my direction right now and my vision is stable. It's stable. Oh, the lens and everything is clear. The 2020 vision is there because she exists. Because I know
You exist. We exist. I exist.
She exists. We all exist. Hello, my name is Janelle, CEO and founder of She Exists. We are coming to Raleigh, North Carolina on June 22nd. Please join us and experience some amazing speakers and enjoy our vendors. For more information, please visit our website, sheexists.org.
I heard it said before that we work on our dreams so we can thrive. If not, we'll work on someone else. Playhouse. She comes home shocked. Hey, how did you get into my playhouse? I thought I took away your key and changed the locks. Now look at you, rummaging all through my thoughts. Are you serious? Redecorating my space? Removing my success picture and it's my time clock from the wall? Where did you put my journal? I know I left it over there. And what about the novel I'm working on? It was right beside the fridge next to that I Am Enough poem. How did you get into my playhouse? The last I saw you, you were at the House of Doubt. Had them all convinced that watching TV made a whole lot of sense. Even had a schedule and a timer set. And a bet with your 3 cousins, procrastinator, fear, and disbeliever, that we all would concede. I ran out of there quick. So how did you get into my playhouse? How did you make it past Isaiah 54:17? No weapon is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servant of the Lord, and their righteousness, and of me, saith the Lord. And Lord, I do accept. Amen. And what happened? Was my guard down? Did I sleep too sound? Or did you float into my window when I was listening to my Kindle and hearing my inspirational sounds? I thought my vision board and my daily declarations and my positive self-talk had you blocked. Again, I asked, how did you make it into my playhouse? I counted on my like-minded friends, accountability coaches, and my righteous spiritual leaders to keep you out. And lastly, I depended on mentors and role models and, of course, my dream making buddies to fill my plate. But somehow, you still managed to bounce into my playhouse. You took a seat as if you were invited. Oh no, I think not. I think it's time for you to go. And make sure you take all your friends, poverty, sickness, bitterness, and confusion. And don't forget lazy conformity and the oldest self-doubter. And did I mention procrastinator, people pleaser, and non-believer? Get them up out of here right now. It's time for them to go. And this time, I'm using security. Matthew 19:26. Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible. So don't even think about returning to my playhouse. Turning to my playhouse. In style. Yeah, in style. What do you do with a collection of albums and 8 tracks? Like played out bell-bottoms and maxi skirts, allowed to stay in your closet, hoping to get another chance. A chance to prove that style and sophistication, it never dies, it just magnifies on runways as men sit, dazed and amazed to watch. So remember, as you try throwing me away, new eyes will rest upon my old rags, delighted that I flaunted their way. They will assume I just stepped off of the pages of Essence and Ebony and Cosmos, latest edition. Style so enchanting and refined, heads will turn just to ask me, where have you been all my life? My reply, just hanging around in the wrong closet, yearning to make an interest. So do you like my style? Do you like my style? The lady. So the shape of her behind and the sway from side to side mesmerizes you? Don't be. Now you think you're impressed by the size of her breasts and the feeling of the caress? Don't be. You admire the muscles in her thighs and the twinkles in her eye? Don't be. And you really quiver when you look at her lips. Now stop that. Do you know why you're so turned on by what you see? The outer look is what has you hooked, but surely you must know that she will up and go. She will leave you just as quick as you taste that. She will break your heart and never look back. Unless you discern the lady trapped inside. The lady, she will amaze and inspire you to reach heights that no climax can provide you. The lady, she will take your mind to places you never knew existed, opening secret doors to release your full aura. The lady, she will dance with you and plan with you in hopes that you discover all the man in you. The lady, she will build you up and fill your cup with treasures that's sure to bring out the best in you. The lady, she will push you and pull you, encourage you to be all that God has planned for you. Look for the lady. Now don't settle for her style, for it's only a camouflage. Dig deep. That's where you find the unleashing of her mind. Dig deep, dig deep, dig deep. Don't take a peek and run. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look for the lady. With dancing canvases and playing connect the dots, she'll glance up for guidance before picking a spot. Now realizing that it's her time to hold the paintbrush in her hand, sadly she'll spin down into slippery slopes of paralyzing pictures. Their colors are shades of gray, with hopes of color strokes finding vivid tones, praying that the pain fades away. Look for the lady. Look for the lady. She'll stand designing another picture featuring the great I am. Look for the lady. She'll smile as the colors cooperate. The bleeding convinces that her love is not too late to paint the perfect picture. Just look for the lady. Just look for the lady.
I got you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the I Am Enough Talk Show, and we are ready, all set, ready to win. Yes, we are. But first, let me tell you. Now, you saw two videos. One I want to talk about is the upcoming event for Expand Your Territory. Is going on in Raleigh, North Carolina. So please, 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 you can purchase your tickets by going to the Expand Your Territory. It's the .com site that you can find the tickets on there, and this event will take place June the 22nd in Raleigh, North Carolina. It is sponsored by She Exists, which is Janelle Harris. She was a guest on our show a couple weeks ago. So please, ladies, if you're looking for a positive networking environment to come out to, I'm actually the keynote speaker there. I'll be speaking at that event, but you know, there's a lot of things going on out there, so please come out and join us. That is again on June 22nd. And now, y'all see, you like my thing,
I love
Kevin?
it.
Okay, great. What, you like mine?
You killing it.
Okay, so this is another one of our sponsors. It's Noah Presents is the name of the company, and it's a full apparel. So I'm actually have permission to give these items away. So we might do a what do you call it, a trivia?
A trivia?
Trivia. Okay, right, because you got to help me. So we're going to figure out how to give these items away, but this is what's going on. Like the sponsor called and he said, listen, I want to present the ladies with some gifts, and you know, so I told him, great, as long as you agree to take a picture so I can show him that I really did give his merchandise away. Then he was all thumbs up with it. And if you want to get more merchandise, you can go to the email. He has an email account, which is what is it? Noah Presents Inc. @gmail.com. So go to the website, or sorry, the email. The website is down right now, but go to check it out. Send a link. Send your information to the email, and he'll send you a catalog of the merchandise, because all the merchandise is on sale now. So I'm excited. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. Y'all looking amazing. Do you see this place is packed out? And I made some calls, right? I said, who wants to talk about relationships? And I'm telling you, they just started raising their hand and running in. And I met Beau. I did a interview, and I said, hey, you want to be on the show? And I asked him, you know, he probably thought I was crazy, because I said, are you married? Are you single? I wasn't trying to pick him up or anything, but he said, yeah, I'm married. I said, great. I need some married energy in the room, you know. So he agreed to come in, and his beautiful wife is here. She said, don't even ask me to talk about nothing. Don't ask me to get on the camera, because I'm not going to do it. So don't even ask me. So we're going to ask her anyway, but we're just not going to put her on the camera. You know, we're going to probably slide her the mic so she can, like, maybe participate that way. I don't know. Y'all know how I do it.
Yes.
You know,
Be
Mike
ye
slide.
also ready.
Be ye also ready, right? What? Because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
So I'm excited to jump on in here, but I want to take a quick moment to introduce my guests, and they're going to introduce themselves, and you all will hear more about, as we dive into this conversation, exactly what drew them here. But for right now, I just want them to tell you their name, where they're from, and what they do. Miss Amber, you want to kick it off?
I sure will.
Okay, well then kick it off, darling.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Amber Lyons, and I am the founder and CEO of From Pain to Purpose, which is a domestic violence and teen dating violence awareness organization. We work in the community. We have a youth program called Healing Pain Through the Arts, and I am also the manager of my awesome, talented, dope son, recording artist, Saint Even.
That's right. That's right. All right, class.
Sup, y'all? What's up? Timmy, bro. What it do? All right, I'm Class. A hip-hop artist from a group called Hip Hop's Damage Control. I also shoot movies, direct films, commercials. I'm an editor, you know, and that's like the day job. But my passion is music and film. That's what I went to school for. My degrees are in it, and I've been on tour with everybody, The Roots, Public Enemy, all that. But I'm more doing conscious stuff. So I'm doing conscious music, putting out conscious, positive, uplifting vibes to uplift the youth. That's what I do.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining. And I'm gonna tell y'all stories on all of these people that I have. I have lots of stories,
sure
but
do.
I'm gonna hold my stories. I'm gonna hold my stories. Okay,
Stories.
okay, Mr. Thornton, you go right ahead.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Thornton. I'm a life coach and a holistic health coach. My purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower people to be the best versions of themselves, mind, body, and spirit. I'm also a co-author of the book 20 Beautiful Men, and I'm also the host of the Wellness Architect Show here on Stats Network, Mondays from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yay! Yay! All right. Whoop whoop.
What's going on?
Well, come on. We're moving over to the couch now. We're gonna hear from Mr. Ade.
Hello everyone, my name is Ade. I hope you can hear me. I am actually from England, but my parents are West Africans. So I was born and raised in England, and I came from an athletic background, playing professional soccer.
I think they need to switch your mic.
Okay, yeah.
Can you?
Do I need to start again?
Yeah, start again.
Okay, my name is Ade, and I'm from England. My parents are West Africans, but I was born and raised in England. And, I've been here for over 10 years now, and I'm just someone just seeking for life and the meaning of it.
He's very modest. He's a marathon runner, guys, and he runs marathons a couple times a week for fun. All right. All right.
All right, I run 100-mile races. I knew I can run 100 miles when I saw my ex-wife give birth to my baby.
All right.
So I've been doing it since. Thank you.
Okay, I'm next. Let me look into the camera. Hi, everyone. My name is Nnissa Elliott. I'm known on social media as Nnissa K. One thing that I am a part of TLA, which is the Lingale Agency, which is men and women 40 and over doing different things in the entertainment and modeling industry. Matter of fact, we have a show coming up June 9th. Okay. So I'm also a part of Industries with Tina B and Mr. Outley, what up though, on Global Vision TV here at Status Network. I am a food reviewer, and so I call in and do food reviews. The name of my company is Eat and Drink With Me. And if you need me to go out and review any restaurant, any event that deals with food, hit me up at eatanddrinkwithme@gmail.com, and I got you.
Yay! Woo woo!
Hello, my name is Ticia. Which one of these things? Hey,
Is that mic working?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I am a writer. I'm a part-time comedian. Can you get a witness to that? Hey. Okay. I also I'm a mobile bartender. It's called Shy Tea Mobile Bartending. Actually, I'm gonna call myself a mixologist because I create drinks that people normally don't. You just can't come to my bar and say, give me whatever, a screwdriver, whatever. I like to create drinks based on your personality and the drink. So, and I also I am starting a company called In-House Entertainment. I realized that I had a lot of talent within my family, so I decided that's hence the name In-House. So I'm starting a in-house entertainment where we have hairstylists, makeup artists, writers, anything you can think of in the entertainment business. We have it in our family. God knew we're gonna be the Jacksons of the entertainment business. So that's all.
All right. Yay, yay.
Good evening. My name is Beau Ward. I am known as the Beautiful Poet. I am a poet, an author of 2 self-published books of poetry, the latest titled Deep Thoughts, which is on Barnes & Noble. I am the host of a spoken word event called Speak Your Piece, which is at Uptown Comedy Corner in Hateville, Georgia. I'm also the host of a Neo Soul radio show titled Neo Soul at Night from the Beautiful Soul Cafe. I'm also do personal training.
Yay! All right now. So I'll be like, yay! So I'm so excited, and I meant to have y'all say whether y'all was married or single. So I will address that as we carry on this conversation to go. And why is it, and this is my first question, here in Atlanta, I talk to a lot of people, and I hear from my male friends and my female friends, and basically the struggles of relationships. Sometimes they go good, sometimes they go haywire, sometimes we're just not really paying attention to what's going on. And I find that that's like a hot topic. And somebody said that, well, actually it was my daughter. She said, "Ma, it's just hard to date in Atlanta." So I don't know if that's to be true or not. Is everybody here from Atlanta? No?
No, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, and that's Brooklyn. And where you from?
Cleveland.
Cleveland. We got Cleveland. And I know we got Texas.
Chicago.
Alabama. Portland, Oregon. And where are you from? Georgia. So we have a homegrown. We got a homegrown. And where's your wife from? Florida. Okay, great. So what single ladies? Where are my single ladies? Whoop whoop. Okay, the single ladies.
Yeah,
So I guess I'll give that question to you, Amber. Do you find that it's hard in Atlanta to date, or what would you say?
I would say yes, yes, and yes.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
And I know from a male perspective, class, you're single. So is it?
Oh, I'm very single.
He's
taking
single. He's taking
super duper
very single.
He's taking applications. Okay. So we got single. Are you in a relationship, Kevin?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so Kevin's single, and single relationship,
Yes.
relationship and marriage. Okay, okay, great. So for my single people, why, class, why do you think it's so hard to date in Atlanta?
Ooh, man, damn, that's a question.
First question.
Well, I came out of L.A. I was in L.A. for 18 years, and if you didn't have the latest Bentley, you wasn't going to get anybody.
Okay.
So I see Atlanta copying L.A. because, but you don't have to have a Bentley. You just got to be kind of rolling to, in some respect. But in my opinion, for what's been happening for me, myself, and I, expectations are ridiculous. I mean, you have to be a thug god to get women.
A thug god.
That's right. You got to be holy in church, but then you got to be a thug at the same time. But then you got to keep a nice little job, and then so you got to be like a Christian thug, like not in prison, but know how to make it work. It doesn't even make sense.
What women you been dating? What women you been dating?
But that's what, and a lot of brothers is running across the same thing. It's like
So that's been your experience.
You want a good man that's a Christian, but then you want a thug in the bedroom. But then also you want a thug in the street, but knows how to be a businessman. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm all of that.
Okay.
But at the same time, when you are that, you're going to be looking differently at people. You're going to be looking differently because you know what it is. You've been in situations where you had bad women who rip you off or put you in a bad position. And then you also know that that woman wants that Bentley. So I have a whole different, because I had an opportunity to be big at one point, and then I moved to LA, and then I saw how being really big was when I worked with the actors and actresses, and you see what it really is. You like, nah, I don't want that.
Right.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
But out here, it should be easier, but I think this is harder than LA.
Do you? Okay.
Much harder.
Well, Kevin, what's your been your experience in dating?
Honestly, for a minute, I took myself off the market.
Okay.
Because I don't try to focus on the women and what they're doing, whatever. I believe that I attract what I want.
Right.
So for me, I just think for everybody, you need to focus on yourself and try to figure out why you attract what you attract. Okay. And like for me, I had to do some healing. I had some bad relationships, and so therefore I became emotionally unavailable. So then therefore I attracted women who were emotionally unavailable, and it worked for me at that moment because we didn't want nothing but each other at what we do.
Right.
So now that I'm changing and I want more, I had to like say, okay, let me heal from this and then move forward.
Okay.
So then I attract something different now.
Okay. So it's kind of like setting intentions and then
Absolutely.
kind of, and I like that word, emotionally unavailable, because I think for a lot of us, sometimes I know I've experienced when you coming out of a relationship, if you don't give yourself time to heal
Yep.
and figure out what part you played in the relationship, how it's going to carry on into the next relationship if you don't deal with those issues, because it's definitely an inside job
Yep.
first. Even to identify what's going on. Anybody else want to take on that answer? Even if you're in a relationship, I know you haven't always been. So what were some of the upsets or some of the things that you were running into? You participate?
Can I share something? Even though I said yes, yes, and yes. Can I just say that I think that for Atlanta, there are so many women here that the men have such a huge option as to how many women they want to deal with, or if they want to be in commitment, or if they, and I know the women have those same options, but there are so many women to men until I find I have only been in the dating scene like only 3 years, not even 3 years, because I've been here almost 8 years, but I wasn't interested in dating. I was raising my last child. He went off to college, and then eventually I went back.
So then you shifted. Your idea shifted.
Yeah, but the situation and what I find, because I wasn't an online type person, didn't want to deal with all of that. But you try those different things because as much as you're in the community and go to events and things like that, you're just not meeting people on that level. So the men who say that they are ready for relationships, a lot of them are not. And I just turned 55. So at that age, you kind of need to know what you want to do. And for some reason, they don't.
Okay. That's been your experience.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So you gonna we gonna come back to it.
I kind of agree, because I think it's just, for me, it's cultural. Like I'm very disciplined spiritually, mentally, and I don't think, because a lot of our women are not, and especially here in Atlanta, when you say you don't go to church, because I've read the Bible, the Quran, the Baba Gita, I've studied all these religions, but when you don't go to church, black women especially have a problem with it. And the women that like the stuff that I do, I just don't see myself, because I'm very militant. Like when women hear, man, you meditate, they like it, but I just can't do that. So the sisters that I expect, the sisters just don't like what I do. It's not what's being taught in our culture, to be vegan, to meditate.
Right.
I mean, my ex-wife, she is so beautiful. But when she dumped me, the guy she dumped me for, I was like, dang. Exactly what he said. Look, I'm not wrong here. The guy that she dumped me for had a ankle monitor on his feet. Those things when you go to jail, smokes a lot of weed. And I don't smoke, I don't drink. So not drinking and not smoking, you just can't find it there. If I was drinking, when I was lying, I got a lot of women, because I used to play professional.
You were lying?
Yes.
all right.
I got a lot of women.
Okay.
But when I start all this namaste, I'm all up for the woman bullcrap, I've been dumped left and right. And I know it's just cultural. It's all coming from up here. And nobody wants to talk about it, because 400 years of slavery is messing up with a lot of people. And to talk, we never want to talk about it, especially the food that we're putting up. Look, I don't eat meat, I don't drink. Now, women don't want to date you when you don't do that. See, I don't need a drink to run my mouth. Right? Most people, they have to drink to be comfortable. So if it's money, I've been in money, I've been homeless. So all those expectations, they're just so high. So the problem is not anything. The problem, as far as I'm concerned, comes from up here. And when you don't go to church in Atlanta, you're not getting no day.
I guess spirituality versus religion. I mean, I hear that a lot, that people more or less, I find that some people that don't go to church, that they really feel like they can't tell people that they don't go to church, or they will get turned off. Has anybody other than a day witnessed that?
I'd love to speak on that. I studied the Bhagavad Gita, the Torah, the Quran. I did the Tao. I Paramahansa Yogananda. I study everything because I'm into metaphysics. I'm into spirituality. And what I notice is if you don't mention the church, you done, baby. You ain't getting nothing. You out. You out the game.
But it's men that's in the church
But,
dating.
well, yeah, because, you know, it's a smorgasbord of
But you know what? It's different though, because if you go to church, the men go to church, then they feel like they're like-minded as them. But then if you say to somebody like him or myself or this brother right here, you say, you know, you are more spiritual in nature and you read the Bible and you do all different things, they still feel like you are a heathen because you're not going to church.
And you're going to burn in hell like with
Well,
gasoline draws on.
Right, but that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But
It might not be true, but
that's not true. That's not true.
Okay,
That's not true. But
y'all-
women have said to me, that you know that you're not in alignment with me, and you're going to be, and you're a heathen. That's what
I get that. I mean, because I know that when we speak in terms of absolute, we can't do that. You know, everybody's situation is going to be different.
Right.
You know, everybody's encounter is going to be different. So we always have to, you know, that's like saying that all men are dogs. You know, like I don't believe that. I don't subscribe to that school. And like all women are, you know, whores or whatever. You know, I don't subscribe to that school. But we do know that there is sometimes a commonality in cultural experiences, like in our culture, you know, in the black community. It is we sold out to Christianity for the bulk of people. But I don't say that this is true because I don't go to church either. I mean, but I know who I am.
Right.
You know, I'm connected to source.
Right.
And I say my religion is love and my church is the universe. That's
Right.
what I am. So I have friendships of all kind. I've dated men that were pastors, you know, and I've dated men that didn't go to church. So my experience is very, very broad as far as the people. I really look for what's in somebody's heart and if we're in alignment with our thoughts. And sometimes, you know, it's not. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about in a relationship. And I want to speak to my to my people. Hand the mic down to Beau. I want to ask you, because I know you just recently got married, right? And I know that I believe this. You correct me if I'm wrong. When a man makes a decision that he's going to find a wife or that he wants a wife, I think that's a done deal. I think that's what he goes out to find. As opposed to when a man said he just want to date or he just wants some cookies.
Well, he don't know what he wants.
You know. And what would you say?
And I guess this kind of goes back to the first question. And you were saying that part. But a lot of times we are, you know, you hear that old saying, we are what we eat. I think we are what we see. So what social media shows us is thugs. That's what you see most of the time. When I was younger, we saw, and they were white guys, Magnum PIs and Shaft, and you saw the Dr. MD. So you saw these guys. You don't see that on television anymore. So what you see, people start to believe what they see. So the expectations of a man is this guy right here, Lil Wayne. That's what they go after because that's what they see now.
Okay.
So with me, I don't think like that because I'm not an inside the box person. So I think outside the box. If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. Now with me, people say, well, you need to get to know somebody's inside. I promise you, when I first saw my wife, I was like, damn, she's beautiful. I wasn't even worried about the inside.
You didn't care how she sounded.
I didn't even care about that in the beginning. Now, if nothing followed, and I was like, that's no deal. But physical attraction is the first attraction. So what we see on television, what we see all the time, it becomes a part of what we call the third eye. It affects your mental. So now it goes by, oh, this is the standard. But it's not. So when people go for even men, when they look for a woman, they look for a woman that looks this way.
Right.
You know, and that's why relationships, I think, are so jacked up, because we're going based off of what society wants us to think is a perfect man or perfect woman, and not what we ourselves, with our own knowledge, knows that's what I want right there.
Right.
That's what I want my wife to look like. That's what I want my husband to be like, or wife to be like. We don't do that. We let society pick that for us, and that's been the case for years, though. Society molds us to what they want
Until
us
you
to
wake
be.
up.
Right.
Until you wake up.
Right.
See, and the thing about it is we have some very intelligent people in the room. There's always, I would say, like 3 types of people. People are asleep and they are fed by tell a lie, and the downloads just keep coming in, and they watch it, and they believe that, they believe that the reality TV shows are real. I even had people ask me, do you go to XYZ and hang out with so and so? I was like, those people aren't real. But we can see them. Like, you can see Candy in her restaurant, but she ain't throwing coffee in nobody's face. This stuff is staged. So when people really realize that that's just for pretend, that's not really what's going on. But I've had people literally ask me that, and that let me know what kind of mindset they have. Because if they ask me that question, I'm like, you really thought that was? If somebody watching that, you should be watching that for entertainment. Nothing more, nothing less. Because when it all lines up, those are just people, and they cut and bleed, and they
trick them when they say reality TV. So that's the thing. They think that's reality because that's what they hear, and that's what they see.
Right. So my question to you again is, when you decided that you wanted a wife, that's what you set your intentions for. After you looked at her and you say, I like that, I want that, and then it became that I really want that.
Right.
Okay, is that so? When you first met, did you, on that journey, were you in a space of I need to settle down, and you were looking, and then she came along,
actually, I wasn't looking.
No?
Okay,
so tell me how that process
looking.
went.
Actually, we were in a Walmart.
With the bamboozle.
And I just walked by, saw her stop, pretend I was looking for some clothes. I was staring, but not staring. So when she was about to walk away, I was like, man, how do I approach? Wait a minute. She looked back. I slid over real smooth on the cloud.
Smooth.
Yeah, on the cloud though. I didn't even walk.
You didn't
on the
walk.
cloud. Right. Went over on the cloud. Started to speak. Got real deep. Kind of Billy D. Williams. Real deep.
You went into another voice.
Right. Went completely off the map. And but no, I really, at the time, I wasn't looking for anybody. But when I saw her, we talked, and we met July the 3rd. 2015, and we've talked every day since that. So it kind of was like, I'm not looking, but I found something I was not looking for.
Okay, and then it evolved into what you have now, which is a beautiful relationship.
It is.
Yeah. So and keep the mic, because I got a couple more questions for you. So in that whole process of gliding over there and getting to know her, what were her standards like? Did she just get on in there?
What was her standards like?
Her standards. I don't mean to put your business out, but I'm putting your business out.
Right.
We all family. We all family.
Right. I guess her standards were me. When I walked by, her eyes were attached. So it was like, and at the time, I had on kind of like I think I had on maybe a cutoff shirt. Little arms were showing a little bit. Jeans with a little bit, little holes in them and all that. So I walked by, like I said, I walked by smooth, but then the glide, I think, is what got it.
You think the glide got her?
The glide is what froze her.
I can't do you.
Yes. But I think her standards were, she was looking for
serious,
right?
Or not serious.
Serious.
Well,
I don't think she was looking for anybody. She just got swept off her feet.
She just got swept. Ain't nothing wrong with a good sweet job. Ain't nothing wrong with a good sweet job.
Right?
We family.
Yeah, she got swept off her feet.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
If he do say so himself.
If he do say so himself. Right. So now prior to that, had you been dating?
No. I think I had gotten out of a marriage 5 years before that.
Okay. Okay.
And I think that marriage, that divorce, that breakup, is the reason why at the moment I was not. My plan was to never get married again. You know, that relationship was just had kids, have a son and a daughter from that, but just the whole nastiness on, you know, I was not looking to go through that again. You know.
Okay. So and then that changed. I mean, because like, and we all can agree, you know, we sometimes set our goals to not do something, and then it changed, whether it goes one way or the other. Even, and I think to Amber's point, even with people, and my minister, she used to tell me this all the time. She used to say people are fickle, so you don't kind of play a lot of weight with them. Just believe them when they start showing up and doing stuff. Just believe that that's what it is. And I have been teaching a lot on how to detach, because we as spirit, we like to hold on to people, and sometimes a person even coming to us on the relationship end, that's their assignment, and it's something that we're supposed to learn, and we're thinking that it's supposed to last and that they're going to be true to their word. But baby girl, baby boy, if they say that I'm full of SHIT by the things that they do, they don't have to say it. It's just by the things that they do. Because if somebody is into you, you don't have to ask them where they are. They're going to tell you where they are. They're going to offer that information. You know, that's the difference. That's how you kind of like know, is this the person? This person is calling me and saying, hey, I just want to, you know, let you know I was going to go X, Y, Z. And you're like, why are you telling me that? Because I want you to know, you know, because I'm caring about you. That's the difference. And that's how you can quickly identify who's really for you and wants to really be with you, as opposed to just who likes to hang out. And ain't nothing wrong with hanging out, but you got to know what you want.
You have to.
You know, and I think that's what kind of happens is sometimes we want something and the other person doesn't want it, and we're wanting them to want it, so we kind of stick around a little bit longer, and then we end up with all of these hurt feelings and these mixed emotions, and we become like stuck and stagnant. That's just my opinion.
But that's why people need to be honest from the jump and stop playing games.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of game playing.
You know, I was in a situation where dating was so horrible for me that I had to take a break, just like these brothers were saying. And I talked to somebody for 3 years every day on the phone, and then took a flight to Nairobi, Kenya to meet this girl. I met her entire family, and I was treated like a king. And then when I came back, I still kept in contact. And I haven't found anyone to measure up to that. So the answer to one of his questions was, well, you asked him a question. A man really don't know. He has an idea of what he wants. And the way he's getting treated, he wants to get that treatment all the time. So the treatment that I got used to, I can't go below that.
Right.
So it's an immigration problem that I'm having. No, seriously. Because I tried to get her to come here, and I ran into problems with immigration because of what's happening with Donald Trump and all this stuff that's jumping off.
So Donald Trump is wrecking. I tell you, we blame Donald Trump for everything.
But see, that was in place before he even got into office. But the thing about it is, immigration is very tough. Unless you have a solid job or some type of connection, it is hard to come in this country.
Yeah.
So that was one of my challenges, and I'm sure this brother understands. You know, he could tell you more about it. But the quality was completely different when I went to Africa. I'm looking for the big booty sisters. When I got off the plane, I didn't see none of that. I saw none of it. And
no big booties?
No, that did not exist. And the way people were, the way people ate, the way people carried themselves was 1,000,000% different.
Because
and they was poor people, but they just treated each other with more respect. And I'm like, I like this treatment. I haven't seen it, and I'm from the Bronx, so I'm like.
I can imagine it's definitely a culture different being, you know, in another place. I want to ask our ladies over there on the panel that I know that they're both in relationships, and Nnissa K. Get the mic. You're in a long distance relationship.
I am.
So what's the strain and stress, and what's the pros and cons with that?
So it just seems to be working for us. He's in New York, I'm here. At one point his mom was here, but she just recently passed away, so that he does have a sibling that's still here. So, and then of course I'm here, so he has a reason to come back. I like traveling, so me going to New York is no issue. But for right now, I guess where we are emotionally, it just works for us. I've been married before. It wasn't a great marriage. When I moved here from Texas, I was actually engaged.
Okay.
That ended up breaking off, and I've dated here in Atlanta. The guys were not from Georgia, but they were just living here, and for whatever reason, they didn't work. But I actually met him on. He was here actually. He was here, and we exchanged information, and then social media. We kept in touch, and we friends for a long time, and then finally decided to, let's see what'll happen if we take it to the next level. And so it's working for us right now, and we have our conversations about, okay, how we feeling, how we looking, do you, and I'm straight honest, it's like, you're there, I'm here, do we want to keep it like this, or do we want to do something different? Let me know if you meet somebody there. I'll let you know if I meet somebody here. Honestly, I'm just like, when I get with somebody and we're connected, I have tunnel vision. I mean, I'm around guys all the time, doing events and stuff like that. And, of course, you're going to see somebody, because women are visual too. We've already given you the up and down in 2 seconds with just a flicker of the eye. So, I mean, I've seen some nice looking brothers and had conversation with some nice looking brothers, but I'm just like, I'm not even there with it. But honestly, I guess if there were any kind of strain, it would probably just be the distance, and then all the effort that it takes for, one of us to get to the other one. But it hasn't been a thing with us, and like I said, we keep the communication channel open, so nobody is, oh, I bet, oh, I figure. Like, no, we're not gonna be making stuff up, because you'll mess around and mess your whole mind up because you thinking, I bet he over there or whatever, and it's not even happening. And like somebody just said, if somebody is into you, they'll let you know. He'll call me, it'll be 10, 11 o'clock at night. Oh, I'm going to BK. I'm going to hang out with such and such. We going over here. Remember that place I took you to when we were there? I'm going over. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the same way with him, so it's working right now.
Yeah. So communication, I know in a relationship, even if you're in the same household or across town or across the globe, communication is really key.
Oh yeah.
And now we can't run from communication because we're right there. I mean, everything is so real time. God forbid if y'all both on social media and you post something and he sees it and you post, and that's all this kind of cuckoo stuff that goes on there. But was there, and you talked about your marriage, what were some of the things in your marriage that you maybe wish you would have did differently? Because I know we all have been in relationships. Some of us have been married multiple times, and it's always easy to point at somebody else saying that they didn't do X, Y, Z. But what is it that you, in hindsight, can take responsibility for that you will not carry on to maybe this relationship?
There was a point in time when I should have left or should have broken it off, and I didn't. And when I look back, I was young and he was older than me, and back then I had this list, things I wanted to do by this age. I want to have kids by this age. And my one biggest thing was, I want to get married and da-da-da-da. And I actually when I met him, I did not have a church home at that time, and he did, and so even we met in a club, but then he took me to church. And so I'm like, oh my God, this is them, da, 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 da. And crazy as it is, the people that I ended up connecting with in church, like we are all, because it was several couples that were kind of made ourselves like a little group together. Even though, everybody found out that he was this chameleon, psycho type dude, nobody's talking to him anymore, but we're all connected, and it is a true blue friendship, which is, that part is good. But there was a moment in time when there was some things going on, and I saw it, but because I wanted to prove, especially to his stepmom, because she wasn't evil, but it was just like, oh, I don't know if y'all should be together.
Sister to the evil stepmother.
Yeah, okay.
She had them traits.
Yeah, so I guess I just wanted to prove to everybody that I was gonna get married. I was gonna do it, and I was gonna do it, and I shouldn't have done it, because we stayed together, just kind of dating for probably like 4 or 5 years, and then once we walked down the aisle, we stayed married exactly 1 year.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you had some learning to do.
Definitely.
Now, do you think that going through that I know it taught you a lot about yourself?
Yeah.
And of course you're older now.
Mm-hmm.
So are you? And I liked what you said. This is what you said that stuck out in my mind when you said that because you're a new person, y'all communicate. Mm-hmm. So you always asking, are you good? Because this is the thing. We could be good today and not be good next month,
mm-hmm.
For our own emotional reasons,
right.
Or something happens. So now you ask the question, are you good now? And you wait for the truth. So if it's time, if you say, well, I'm not really good, then you can handle it from there. Mm-hmm. This is another thing. We was talking earlier today. People in relationships, it's work. People, a lot of times, they're really ready to have an exit strategy before they really put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, what's my exit strategy? So you really have to be kind of I call it the commitment to the commitment. You have to make that type of commitment to sustain it, because when it does go from hot to warm to not to cold, you got to bring it back to warm to hot again, and that takes the commitment, and it also takes the work.
Yep.
So you can't. It was Sinbad that said a long time ago that his marriage plan was, if we're arguing, we go in a room, and who makes it out alive can lead the relationship. That's, you have to be like that committed. I'm saying, of course, if it's abusive, that's something else. But just on some straight personality things, or like you said this, or you misspent that, or some things that can be fixed, because mm-hmm. everything can be fixed mm-hmm. if we're willing to work at it. I want to ask this question to Cutie Pie next to you, Miss Electricity. And Electricity, let me just tell y'all, Miss Electricity, she's a mixologist, right? She told y'all that, right? Mm-hmm. On the intro. She also got some goodies going on in the next room for us when we take this quick break, or when we late break. I don't know when we're going to break, but I know she's going to be back there doing her thing and making these signature drinks. So I just wanted to shout out to the people that couldn't make it to the studio. On you. Just want to say, sorry about that. I mean, that is for the drinkers in the house. That is for the drinkers in the house. So Cutie Pie, you are in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And tell me the extent of that.
We've been together for like a year and 2 months.
Okay. So
and we did the untraditional thing. We met online. And I have been dating off and on online, because I would get online, then somebody would make me mad, so I get off. Then I would get bored and get back online.
Black people.
And I was going to say something to this brother. A lot of women, because you said a lot of women, you ain't into church or whatever. What we do, and I know because I did it, mm-hmm. when you're dating, when we like somebody, we make a way, and when we don't, we make excuses. So we give you all kind of excuses. Your shoes wasn't tied together, so I can't go back out with him, or any little thing. And that's where I was at when I was out here dating. I was like, well, whatever. I'll just go out.
Speaking of mic, stop holding that mic like you gotta do that right.
Like she's about to make a drink.
Yeah, like she's about to shake. That's not the drink, Mike. Okay,
and then when I would go out, I just was out having fun. I really wasn't looking. I was with someone for 20 years. We were married for 14. And then he decided to come here because everybody's like, how did you end up in Georgia? I said, well, my ex-husband wanted to come here and find his new wife because that's what happened.
Okay.
So he left me with 3 kids and he went on about his business. So I was just out to really just enjoy life, having fun. And I was like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So after the whole 5 years of being in and off of online, I went out with this guy. I was like, here we go again, another one. Guess it's a free meal. I'll take it. But it's like when he stood up to greet me, something came over me like, this is the one. And I didn't have that before. I was like, let me see what's wrong with him so I don't have to go back out with him.
You was looking for your exit plan.
Right, I was ready with an exit plan. I even had to the point where, like, one day I called my daughter and I was like, talk real loud in the phone. Call me like in 10 minutes. Say it's an emergency. I got to pick you up.
I think everybody's done that.
I've done everything possible to get out of a date. But this guy was like, he is a good old Georgia boy. And he treated me with so much respect from the get-go. I never had that before. Every guy I went out with, first of all, they want to talk about sex right off the bat.
Look, what's wrong with you?
And I'm like, I don't even like you enough to even kiss you, so you definitely not getting this. So with him, it was just a good old conversation. And he kept telling me I was pretty, so that was good. But he was a gentleman. He held the door. He wouldn't, every time we go out, he wouldn't let me pay. I was like, no, you don't took me out. I got it. He was like, no, I'm a man. This is what we do. I was like, okay, let me put my credit card back in the purse. I'm going to buy me some new hair stuff. So he's just all, and my kids love him. They really like him. And I didn't bring too many people that I dated around my kids because I didn't want them to think their mama was a hoe. So I just didn't introduce them to anybody. But when they met him, that was confirmation for me. They really liked him.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That's good. So what was and you said how long have you been online and then you get offline sometimes?
Off and on for about 5 years.
Okay. Anybody else have dated online? I know I have. Yeah. Everybody, okay.
People are ashamed of it, but why?
Why? I mean, because, it's just like you meet, I've met great friends through online and, not dating, but just great friends. And that's kind of easy to do. I say most relationships start where you hang out at. So if you work in an office building and you have that office wife or that office husband, and then it ends up, then they end up, because that's where you're spending all your time at. Right. And for me being a, solopreneur, I'm on the computer. I don't have those kind of interactions. So it's like Amber said, it's networking, social events, and you just have to put yourself in places. And I don't have a problem going out by myself. And that's what a lot of people don't like to do, is they feel like they need to go out with a group, or I can easily take myself out to dinner and sit at the bar by myself, and of course I'm working, so I might have a couple books on the bar in case of, so when somebody slide up and they say, oh, that's your book, I say, yeah, everything's working. She got her interest strategy. I got my reason for being there. My interest strategy. Yeah, so that's better. We should have interest strategies. And then too, like, where do you go? Like, if outside of dating online, where do you go to find an eligible person?
Because men don't, men didn't approach me. They never approach me. And then when I get online, it's like sometimes it gets overwhelming because you get so many. Like, where all y'all at when I'm walking down the street? Right. I ain't met nobody at Quick Trip or Walmart.
Wait, the ones that you do ain't the ones that you want.
I think that's one of your questions, isn't it?
What's my question?
About women being approachable or not being approachable.
Not being approachable.
You know, I don't. You know.
Go ahead.
The thing about it is, what I noticed is there was so many women that are unapproachable, or they got that look like don't come over here. So it's like a lot of us don't even approach. I did most of my dating online because it was very hard to approach a woman because you don't know where they're coming from, or you might run into a girl who got a girl and be like, yo, hey, what are you talking to my girl for? You know, it's all kinds of different situations that growing up.
Well, what does unapproachable look like? Because that could be
your
perspective.
No, I mean,
and she's just carrying herself the way she carries herself.
I think with the unapproachable, and not to step on it or anything.
We are family.
I heard this years ago on a show, and really realized what they were saying once I got older. See, when you go online, people know that you're available. Mm-hmm. When you're walking down the street, if a man sees a beautiful woman, he already thinks she's taken. When I saw her, I was like, oh, she has somebody. That's why I was hesitant to approach her in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But when she looked back, like, bam, that's what let me know she was available when she looked back, and there was eye contact. But see, when you're online, if I'm on a dating site, then you know that I'm available. But if I'm walking down the street and you're looking at me, be it male or female, and you look good to that person thinks that you're already taken. So it was an old saying that I heard. Most beautiful people have the hardest time finding someone because everybody thinks a beautiful person has someone, and that's just the opposite. Most beautiful people are by themselves because no one will approach them.
That's true, because I went to a singles event and a couple of men told me they thought I was married. These are men that see me in the industry, in the entertainment industry all the time. They told me, I thought, you single? I thought you was married. I'm like, they never see a ring on this hand. But why did you think I was married? You know what they said? You carry yourself like a married man.
That's how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
So stop looking at
You talk about, you're saying, and not to.
You need a mic. You need a mic.
Not to bring your age back up again, but you were saying you were 55. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking about a man that's in his 50s,
right,
his standards of a woman are old school standards. Mm-hmm. They're not this new wave standard that I was speaking about earlier. Mm-hmm. So the way you carry yourself like a woman that he saw as a child growing up that was married. That's all.
But see,
so is that good, bad, or indifferent?
No, that's good.
I don't know.
It ain't working. It ain't working for us, sister. And I'm friendly, I'm outgoing, I'm lovable.
You just got to get a T-shirt that says,
I'm single. That say I'm I love the Lord.
Right.
She said you're going to have to look back at him.
Okay.
Look back.
You're going to have to do the look back.
I was walking down the hall at work the other day, and this gentleman that I've never seen before walked past me, and he said,
and what you do?
He was like, hi, how are you? I was like, I'm fine. He was like, I like your style. I was like, oh, thank you. But he was too young. I know he was a young guy.
See,
he was too young. He was too young. He was a
cougar is not bad, honey. Being a cougar is not that bad.
Well, how old? Well, then, Amber, how old do they have to be?
He was in his 30s.
30?
A lot of men in their 30s try to talk to me. A lot of men in their people don't think I'm my age. My daughter's 35. I ain't dating nobody in their 30s.
Oh.
No.
You know what?
My daughter is 35. I can't do it. Sorry.
So he has to be at least 40, 36 and older?
No, I prefer, I could possibly do 45. up, but I ain't going lower than that.
Men your age are looking for younger women.
You need a mic.
I know men my age
are,
because you know what they be saying? They be saying they want more children. From who?
From what?
If you 50-something, 60 years old, why you want more children? You ain't
trying to do the
You
right
know
thing.
what?
A woman your age is not gonna be doing that.
But
So
you
that
know-
means they want younger women.
It works on the flip side too, because there are some men, women see some men like, oh, he's married, or he probably dates white girls, or all that other stuff. No, but I mean, because if you don't have your pants hanging down and looking thugged out,
I'm not looking for that.
I'm serious. Look,
I'm not
this is
looking
what
for that.
I've seen. I mean, this
hear
is just
you.
from
I hear you.
experience. A lot of women think that being that a guy is educated or he carries himself well, maybe he can't do certain other things, or maybe he's taken. A lot of educated men are not taken. They're single. They're just like you, but they don't know how to approach either. It's just like neither one of the groups know how to approach each other.
So what do we need to do? I mean, like really.
Can I make you comment?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, I actually agree, and this might sound stereotypical, but when a black man reads, even white men do not like him because
Absolutely.
he can think for himself.
Right.
And another thing that I face here is the whole, oh, you must like white women. No, I'm an Afrocentric Negro. I believe in my African traditions. And a lot of people don't understand that because the first thing they saw, he does yoga. I'm like, man, when you going to look at the history of it,
Right.
we
comes from
created
us.
all this.
It does.
Right.
So when you don't eat meat, eat chicken, look,
Right.
my parents are Nigerians. When I go among Africans, all I hear is, what is the matter with you? You don't eat chicken. So, they call me, you are the white man. And I'm like, dude, but the thing is, every time they tell me,
up.
yeah, and I hear that all the time. The sisters here, oh, you're African. I'm like, I can't even get a play anywhere because I've never been called so many African names until I met my son's mother. Then when I'm with the Africans, I don't go to
You're
church.
not African enough.
Oh my goodness. That's terrible. If you don't believe in the Quran or in the Bible among Africans, I don't even have African friends. When I tell people I'm an African American, they look at me like I'm crazy. No, I don't even know how to be an African. because I don't do all that colonial religion. Because my grandparents were militant, so it's like it's transparent to me. So I don't do all that colonial religion. And among Africans, they don't even want to talk to you because I got tired of it.
When you say militant, what do you mean? What do you mean by militant?
Because a militant us is like my grandfather started all this revolutionary.
Oh, okay.
The first time I heard about my Black American history was by my grandmother that told me I have relatives in this country. So, and I always tell people, if an African is not traditionalist, they will never respect you. From the time I was little, I was being taught about my Black American culture. So to be able to learn that at a very early age, it makes you different. So I was born and raised in English. I can talk like these cowboys. I don't want to use anybody's name. I can talk the proper English. But as I get older, I don't even want to talk like that anymore. So it causes a lot of conflict with the sisters here. Oh, you're African. I'm like, I don't even know how to be an African. Last time I was an African was when I lived there. Yeah.
So you're not looking for the sister walking down the street in the headdress?
Honestly, I see black women as God. That's the way I look at it.
She's the queen?
Yes. So that's the way I look at it. A black woman is a God in my eyes. So, and when you say a black woman is a God in my eyes to certain women, they get angry. I'm like, what's wrong with me saying a black woman is a God? And that's another thing that I face. And after a little while, I don't care anymore. For real, I think black women are beautiful. And
Amen.
Until that time comes, I don't mind being single.
Right.
Because I always tell the truth to a woman.
Right. And I like that about you because we've had conversations and you said, something came up to stay in the country and it's like I could have got married, and he's like, nope, I'm not doing that because that's disrespectful. Not wanting to use that, where a lot of people, will say, I need to get married to stay here, to set up. And then they're doing that knowing that it's not a really connection. But you were saying, I don't even want to do it on a play, and we both understand what's going on. I'm not doing it. So I have a lot of respect for you about that. And also, I think that when it comes to us realizing who's for us, we really have to really figure out who we are first, and you have identified with who you are, so it will be lonely until it gets right. But when it gets right, it will be right. And that's what we have to be settled on going through, because that's why we in relationships that's not really for us, but we're just taking it because we don't want to be by ourselves. And then when we figure out that being by yourself is the best thing ever. When you can know who you are inside and outside, then you can tell people who you are and they can see it, and you don't have to take the mess from them, because you are really clear with who you are. I think most of the time in relationships we struggle because we're fighting our own identity. It's like, I don't know who I am, or like, don't you love yourself enough to say be by yourself and really do all your processes that you have to do, and then figure it out, like, okay, now I'm ready. Not that I'm go out here looking, but I do know who I am. So like when he slid on the carpet and did the little glad thing, and then y'all been talking ever since, it was just like you didn't have to tell each other to talk every day. This is just what you do. And so it's no stress.
Can I ask a question about that?
Absolutely.
In regards to knowing who you are. Okay, so this is a question for men. We know that men want to feel needed, though they need to feel needed or desire to feel that a woman needs them. Not that she's needy, but that she does need him, because if you can do everything by yourself, then you don't need me. So that has been said many times. But my question is, if you have done the work on yourself, you've processed through the pain, you're walking in purpose, you're doing what God has called you to do, you're working in your community, family, and now you're at a place where it's like, okay, well, I could have someone, share this with me, and it's that time in your life. So now you're about your business, and you're spending time by yourself, or you're actually out in the community doing various events or whatever have you. Why do men feel, or some men, let me say.
What's the question?
Why do they feel as though you don't have time for a man because you are about your business?
Busy.
It's like, you make time for the right man, but there's no man for you to just be sitting around waiting for. So you're about your business. So why do they feel that way?
The question, let me simplify this question. So is the question because you may appear to be occupied that they're not coming, or they think that you're too busy to have a relationship?
Yeah, like
that's the question.
But they're predetermining based on what your life is, but that
Kevin,
doesn't mean you don't have time.
That's a good question. I think a lot of times it's the energy that you're putting out, because if I know for me, if a woman is busy, I'll use Wanda for example. She's a busy woman, but if I want,
sorry, Wanda,
super busy. She doing all these different things, but if I wanted Wanda to be my woman, knowing how busy she is, I'm still gonna know that she's going to, if she likes me, I know she can create the time.
Exactly.
And so I'm still going to pursue that based on that. But that's just me. I just think a lot of times now, guys nowadays,
I think it's an excuse.
I think I think a lot of times too,
they're not attracted.
They're not attracted.
They're not attracted.
Right.
That's just bottom line. They're not attracted.
I think you shouldn't put it on you. See, because you put it on you, make it seem like it's something about you.
No,
it's just not those men are not for you.
Exactly, I agree.
Right.
100%.
So your energy should be focused on why these men feel that you're not willing, or you too busy. those men work for you, because the right man for you ain't gonna be concerned about that.
I agree.
I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat it.
Don't sugarcoat it.
The reality is, a lot of people have experiences. Like, I've had a lot of experiences, like the woman who has 3-4 kids and going to college and working, and always says, you make time for the things that you really want to do, right?
Right.
And then you get into that situation where you can't get a hold of the person. And then they text you 3-4 days later, and you trying to be, okay, I'm cool with that, but you really not. And then there's another subject that he brought up that I have to, it helped me to come here and not date, because it was very difficult trying to date. And then I started to get into myself and what I'm doing, and started focusing on my business.
Right.
And then I started becoming successful in what I'm doing. Now I run into women like yourself because I'm doing what I do for me.
Right.
So the focus has changed, but in terms of other women, a lot of women put that out there, but they need to be realistic. They don't have the time. They just don't have the time. Don't fake it like, well, I really want a man, but the reality is you don't have the time. Now, maybe you do, but a lot of these women just don't have the time.
And then just to piggyback what you said, you know, when I coach a woman or even a dude regarding dating, that's like the main, like you said, like the main thing everybody want to deal with. You know, we all are so easy to put our issues on the other person and not deal with us, you know, as individual persons, because it's easier to be the victim than to take a personal accountability for your choices, and also because whoever you date, you chose that person,
Right.
and you also attracted that person to you. So the questions you always should ask you know, what is it within me, who I am, or my thought process that I'm attracting these type of people to me? Because then you need to make those necessary changes within yourself so you can attract the type of people that you want to attract. She got her hand raised.
Okay. Can we get an extra mic, please, for the audience? You wanted to add something?
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna get a mic.
I don't disagree with the two gentlemen. I want to add to that. I think a lot of times men in general, it's an ego thing. I think a lot of men, most men, are trained to, growing up, that we're supposed to be superheroes. So when you have that mindset that you're supposed to be a superhero, you're Superman. Everybody's Lois Lane. Every female's Lois Lane. I think that's where that comes from. So I don't think it's hurt energy. I just think it's part of the way men have been raised for years. And it's a generational thing that's passed on. When I was younger, men made more money because it was more manual labor than anything. The tables have turned now, but we have not changed our mindset, so to speak, in the way we raise. If you look at, okay, we'll go to like a lot of your pro sports. You got WNBA, you got the NBA. They're athletes, they're pro athletes. But men make $30 million a year, women make $30,000 a year. That's backwards. So when you have that, it becomes that cycle never changes. So now you're thinking, wait a minute, she's gonna always need me. I'm the man, I'm that dude. And that's an ego thing. And we just never get out of that.
But you know, I'm piggyback off of that. I'm gonna go back to what you said before about what you see. You know, and so in my experience, what I saw is my parents been married, it'll be 49 years in July, or no, next month, 49 years. So in the beginning, my dad worked at GM. So he made the money, and my mom made decent money, but then he got laid off.
Gotcha.
He got laid off, so it flipped. So she made more money, and he made the lesser amount of money.
Right.
But it still worked. His ego was never bruised, because in his mindset, you know, we still won. So it doesn't make a difference who make the most money. It all become one. So then, therefore, for me, that's what I saw.
Right.
So, you know, if who makes more money to me doesn't make a difference.
Right. To me either.
Right.
But
for
guys
some
don't
people,
think
it
like
will
that.
make a
Right.
difference because that's how they was raised. Like I got a cousin who he would work 3 jobs to make sure he make more money than his wife.
Wow.
Well, see, a lot of dudes
don't have the time.
A lot of dudes are insecure.
Right.
And the
Right.
reality is, a lot of guys like myself will pull yourself out the game because, like, well, I ain't making enough money to go take her out. I know she's going to want to do this. And that's why a lot of brothers don't approach certain women because they're like, that looks like a lot of money I'm going to have to you know, and they could be wrong, but right off the bat, that's where they at. They like, this is going to cost more than I have, so I'm not going to go talk to her, and I'm not going to put myself in that position. Me, I'm out the game. I took myself out the game for a year. I just moved here February of last year, and it takes a long time to get it together to get back out there, but it's like, you know what, just chill, work with me, because I know what it's going to cost. I know what it's going to cost mentally, spiritually, and physically for me to really get out in the mix.
And I can say this, that I think that some people's expectations is just way off when it comes to even partnerships and getting together. You know, people need to be honest about everything, and that's where I think the start is. Like, how much money do you make, what your credit score is, because all of that really matters. No, I'm talking about marriage, not so much as dating. I don't think that's probably a little bit too deep. But when you come together for a marriage, I think that the secrets got to come out the closet and put them on the table. So 2 years in the marriage, if you come up and be like, oh, well, I didn't know you dated her. Oh, well, you didn't ask me. No. You got to say, especially if somebody's in your circle, you might have slept with that person or dated that person or thought of did something over there or whatever, and then it's like we good, and then it's kind of like going from today we're good and tomorrow we're not good because Sally looked at me and I was like catching some kind of vibe from her, like, what's going on with you, Sally? And then she whispered to this person and it got back to her. He was like, then you go home and like, well, honey, why you didn't ever tell me you had a thing going on with Sally? And to me, sometimes that can be a big problem where it could have not been a problem, because I had a friend told me once, I'd rather lose you to the truth than lose you to a lie. So if I lose you to the truth in the beginning, then it's great because we haven't invested all this time, as opposed to in the end. I mean, like, come clean with everything, you know, like what, you know, your freakiest fetishes and what, you know, like everything needs to be laid on the table, because no, I'm serious, because see, this is the thing. If you get involved, if you get involved with somebody and then they telling you, well, hey, why don't you try this? And you be like, you want me to try that? See, if you was to say that in the beginning, because then too, we can all be honest. You know, like, we can all be honest. I can say, you know what my thing is, you can say what your thing is, and we can kind of, if we can compromise, or you can say, you know what, baby, you can have it all, whatever it is, and you good to go, right? Because that's your husband or your wife. So, but if all the people have so many secrets and they thinking that don't nobody know, but somebody know. And now it is, you all messed up and you jacked up and you like, oh, man, I could have not lost a great man, you know, I could have not lost a great woman, only if I would have just laid it all out, you know, did a whole disclosure, been honest. You had a question, sweetie? Ask your question.
Yes. For men, do you date with a purpose? And if so, what is that purpose? And are you willing, or can you see yourself dating a woman that is not willing to be intimate?
No, that's a good question.
So dating before, no sex before you decide on whether you're going to be serious, or marriage?
Marriage.
If you're celibate to marriage.
Okay, so y'all celibate. So this is a question for our guys here. Anyone of
I'll
y'all
answer that.
can take that. Okay, you ready? Go ahead.
I've practiced it all. I've been a freak. And yes, and I've been celibate at the same time too. And I realized through celibacy. At the same time? No, at the same time. I'm just saying that you see, I've been a freak and I've been celibate. So celibacy made me realize that I never get to learn about women. After 5 years of celibacy, I remember my last relationship, everything was my fault. So I don't care what relationship I have with a woman. If she wants to sleep with me, fine. If she doesn't want to sleep with me, fine. So I passed that stage in my life right now, even though with food, when a woman cooks for me, I started worrying that, what's wrong, you okay? Because I don't like food. So to answer our question, if she don't, I always give, even though I don't like what the woman, I don't like some of the things I'm hearing, but I've learned how to be conscious enough to be like, if a woman say, okay, I'm leaving you, okay, fine.
Right.
And my last relationship, it cost me a lot, because when my ex said, oh, I'm leaving, and I said, okay, thank you, I love you, she was so mad at me.
Right, because she wants you to fight, because a lot of people don't want, and this is the whole, this is what I know. People will want you to react to what the information is that they ask for. So if I say, just like with a woman, if you say, hey, do I look fluffy in this shirt? And you say, well, yeah, I kind of, oh, what? You know, like, I can't believe you said that, right? So you ask the question, but you got to be really willing and ready to accept the answer, and then you got to let it go. And I like the fact, you remind me of Aiden, because when I say, well, you can't have that, he be like, okay. You know, like, you got to have that attitude, the detachment that it don't bother you, and then they're mad. Like, why are you mad? Right, because you didn't respond the way. So that really wasn't what you wanted. See, you really, and again, that goes back to being honest. If you want it, say you want it. If you don't want it, say you don't want it. You know, instead of playing games. We play too many games. And that's everybody. Man, woman, chick, or child.
So to answer your question, I don't give a biscuit.
So, what about your purpose? Oh, he know what his purpose.
My purpose is just, I guess from years of learning about myself, knowing who I am, I always put myself in other people's situation. I've lived a very rich life, and I've been on both sides. I've been homeless, I've lived with the richest. So the whole ideology of material, like what he's saying, I grew up when all I had to do is do a breakdance move and I'm in a relationship. Yes, that's how I grew up. But now, you know, because of my situation, where I am in life, and I'm proud of it, I can talk to any woman. But the thing is, no woman wants to go to Moe's. You can again. No woman will. If you said, "Oh, look, I'd like to take you out, but I can only afford to go to Moe's." Women don't want to go to Moe's.
Oh, okay. Being honest about
Moe's, you know, yeah, like a restaurant Moe's,
anywhere,
or go for a walk and all that. You know, like you have to, you know. So a lot of time, and these days, especially sisters, man, sisters all have the good, nice cars. As here in Atlanta, black women and gay men got it going on.
Black women and gay men.
That's that. Okay.
I don't think
Let
that that's not in so much as materializing relationships. I'm talking about just the in-depth, the quality of an individual, knowing a person. Do you date with purpose, like, or are you just out there? You know what I'm saying? Are you when you're looking or seeking to meet someone, are you looking to just hook up? Or are you seeking a wife? Don't be looking for. Are you looking for a girlfriend, or are you looking for a wife? Because if you're looking for a wife,
I'll go next. Before I was just dating. Now, after doing the work, I'm a man of purpose and intentions. So now my purpose and intent is, when I put myself out there, is to find that wife. So that be part of the conversation. And we're not on the same alignment with that, and we're not going to keep on going any further. We can have a friendship, but nothing more than that.
All right.
That's not a problem with me, because at the end of the day, I think you need to build a good friendship. And if I could love you and be in love with you without that, then that's going to take it to a whole nother level. I can get to it.
My answer to that is, I learned after having a hard time dating that I need to stop and learn how to date because I didn't know how to date, obviously. So,
Obviously.
no, I mean, I'm being real about this. The thing is, the thing about the sex, I dated a woman like that, and I was like, okay, I'll go with that. But then she wanted to go there, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. What did you said something different before, and now you coming at me in a
People are
different way.
fickle.
Right.
But then as she did go that way, she wanted to be satisfied, but didn't want to do any satisfying. So I was like,
So she was selfish.
right. But what was good about that was I was able to see that without putting myself in a position. Now, at my age, I do date with a purpose. Most guys just wing it. They just go out and, you run into somebody, they cool, and then you start noticing, hey, man, I like this girl. And then you spend time with this person, there's no pressure, and then you end up in a relationship. That's how it works. But then when you like, oh, man, and this is what I seen online. If you're not ready to get married, I'm not interested. And I'm like, whoa, okay. Let me just get out your face. And then another thing, if you this type of guy and that type of guy, it's all in the profile. You're like,
The guys do the same thing. The guys do the same thing.
But now, when he was talking, I think one of y'all was, he was talking
David
about
say
this.
if you wear weave.
The woman with the gay friend, she feels comfortable, safe. He ain't gonna try to get none, so she's cool with rolling with him, and I see that a lot. And she just feels cool being with him.
And I think that's because women want to feel appreciated for more than just sex.
Right.
So they know that this guy, we looking at the same thing. They looking at, if he's gay and they looking at the same thing. They looking at that dude walking down with the muscles or whatever else going on. So she ain't worried about him. That's where that goes. But you take a guy that's go ahead, man.
And they can tell us if you on the DL or not.
What?
Talk about the gay guy?
Yeah.
Well, say that. You gotta say it so we can hear what you talking
Oh,
about.
you didn't hear me? Oh, they can tell us if a guy is on the DL or not.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot, especially here in Atlanta. I mean, other places too, but here, yeah, you got some dudes that are out there. I've met and kind of partied with a dude. We were in. I'm just gonna say we were at Bulldogs because it was late and we still wanted to party. But anyway,
I don't know what Bulldogs is.
it's a gay club. But me and one of my girlfriends just hanging out, and this one guy was like, "Oh yeah, I be at it was another club we used to go to. Oh yeah, I'm in there all the time." And it's like, okay, so you over here and you over here. It's like, yeah, I date men and women. Okay. All right. So yeah.
Well, about that now, I've talked to people that do. I mean, they both sexes, men and women, and they're open. So what do you say about, or what's your understanding about being in an open relationship? Does anybody in this room agree to that? Disagree to that? No. Okay.
Not at all.
No. Okay.
Because
Not
it's
my
too
thing.
much. It's not even the health. It's risk factors with no matter who you sleep with, married, single, whatever. It's always risk
Stop
factors.
shaking that mic.
Risk factors, and I gotta move my hands, so I'm gonna stay over here.
Do it over there.
I ain't gonna hit you.
Okay.
But to openly accept somebody sleeping with both sexes, that means you just want a man, regardless of whatever. Because there's no way you should compromise who you are to just say I got a man. Oh yeah, but he may want to sleep with my brother tomorrow. No, that's just not
the
cool.
family member.
They don't go
They
together.
go somewhere else.
Because I hang with a lot of gay guys.
Real talk. I've had a lot of friends and family die, and it gives you a whole different perspective about that. I am really tripping when it comes to when I'm with somebody. We get blood tested.
Right.
I'm still wearing condoms. And that's one of the reasons why I'm like, look, maybe I should just go ahead and settle down with one woman because this is, I'm over it. And out here, I mean, the AIDS rate, the herpes rate, it's
Everything.
insane. And it's like, I mean, I got too much to lose. I mean, I come too far to just throw in the towel and be done just like that over one night.
People are too careless when it comes to sex. And I agree with this whole celibacy thing. It's, believe it or not, we are practicing that in my relationship, and it's working out because I got to know him on a different level. I got to love him differently.
You learn how to be intimate
Right.
without being intimate.
Yes.
Because intimacy is not sex.
That's right. And that's what they don't
Like
understand.
I said, guys are learning how to date.
Contact sport.
We don't.
That's contact.
We, as a whole, I'm not going to say all men, but majority of men don't know how to date. Because we have fathers who are like, yo, man, hit that. Hit as much as you can get. Because when you get older, all you can do is drink. That's what I was told.
But that's why you have to teach people how to treat you. You have
Right.
to know your value and know your own worth. And I've told men, you know, this is my value, and this is where I stand. And if you with it, you with it. If you're not, you're not. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just going to be going from Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Right.
No. In the 3 years that I've been back on the dating scene, I only dated one person for 4 months. And he understood it. That's a part of me that belongs to God.
Guys that are serious and really want to get married date with a purpose.
Right.
Guys who are not serious and just want to have a good time don't date with a purpose.
That's the answer to your question.
Right.
I'm here to help.
That's it. Boom.
That's the answer right there.
That's
In a
it. So
nutshell.
again, that brings me back to the same conversation of when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yes.
Period. And that goes
Amen.
across the board all the time, because if all he's talking about is getting it on, and you like, well, you don't even know my middle name. You don't even know my favorite fragrance, you know, or you don't even know what I like to do. So, and they talking constantly about getting it on.
Right.
Just wonder, you know, when you see somebody that is sleeping, you could tell that they're sleeping, right? Okay. I can read a woman's energy. I can tell a woman in here that most of the women, all the women in here, they're not giving a sexual vibes. But the one thing that most women don't want to understand, most women give out a sexual vibe. That's why a guy will come at you that way. But nobody wants to understand that the same way you could tell, oh, he's tired. Oh, you could look at a woman and be like, yeah, she wants me. And a lot of time, that's the image that both carry. You know, like the man carries that ego that, yeah, she wants me. It's not a man ego.
It's true. Women
You can feel the energy when you men say we are human beings.
And I believe that because it's like anything else. When Nnissa said, I can look you up and down in 3 seconds and determine, and we really, as a woman, we really can look and say, oh, okay, he might get it, right? I'm saying serious. I mean,
But see, a lot of guys can't pick up
right
that
now, you
signal.
might not give it to him, but you will internalize whether he could be a prospect. You know, and I'm just serious. I mean, come on, because see, we women like to play around with their own sexuality. I mean, we're sexual. We energy. We all are. But you have to use the discipline, and that's where, you know, some of these brothers have gotten that discipline together, because if we're like, and that's what separates us from being, you know, out here like dogs and not. So you use your sexual energy, and you can use it in the right way. For one thing I know that women don't do enough of is we don't lift our men up enough. See, there's some of what we've been through historically has really crushed a lot of black men. I mean, crushed. And y'all don't even have a clue about how crushed they are.
Yep.
And the bigger, what they need the most is just the energy of a woman. Because see, I was listening to something earlier today, and it was talking about if your man has poor health, and if you're married to him, it's probably your fault. and I really internalized that, and I said, wow. And it's because we control the household.
Yep.
So we can help our brothers get back to good health if we put the discipline in place.
Yep.
See, and that's something that women don't want to take responsibility for that, because if I'm buying the groceries, that's like my daughter telling me the kids got to eat what it, go to donut to the red store in the morning. Like, no, I'm not going to the red store in the morning. That's Quick Trip. So like thank you. That's Quick Trip. So and like with women, we carry so much information, and we're surrounded by information. This technology city. So if you want to get your household right, you can Google it. If you want to get your mind right, your soul right, you can Google it. You can get around some of these great people right here. And then you think about this. Okay, if I'm running my household, I'm responsible for my family to be healthy, because your wealth is your health first over anything.
Right.
So if your man can't perform, then it's probably your fault, because you haven't gotten him off of high blood pressure medication.
Can I say? Okay, so I do health
I'm
coach.
going all the way in here. I got like 2 minutes to go.
Like I said, I'm a life coach and a health coach. And I had someone who came to me, and her husband had high blood pressure, diabetes, and with that, he was ED. And so she complained. I said, but who does the cooking? And she said, me.
Exactly.
So I said, and therefore you control what he's eating.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
then it's part your fault. And so I said, until you change, I said, because he's going to eat.
He's gonna eat.
He's gonna eat, and he's gonna eat.
He gonna eat what you cook.
He gonna do like my mama said. You gonna eat what I cook, or you're
not gonna eat.
Well,
you're not gonna eat. So
there's a flip side to this. Like this brother here, there are brothers that study this stuff. Alkaline water,
Yep.
I carry it with me all the time.
Yep.
The vegan diet,
Right.
And we study that. And then sometimes you are that guy, and this woman comes, and you're like, "Ooh, I can't mess with this brother," and they back off because you brought the standard up,
right.
and now you seem like you're the I don't know if it's a threat or whatever, but a lot of women see that you are so high up when you're actually just trying to keep your health up.
Right.
And you know a few things. Doesn't mean that you're better than the other person, but that person will get looked at.
But that's still one of those things about we are at different places in our food journey, and it's a compatibility to everything across the board. So if we're not even compatible as far as our eating habits, that is going to kind of like curve that relationship out, or you just accept it.
Right.
Like you can, accept it. Say, okay, well, that's what he gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna do. But most of the time, what happens is somebody's gonna cross over. And then they're going to blame the person for making them cross over. And they're not, don't let nobody make you cross over. If you're not trying to start eating bad, then don't eat bad. If you're not trying to start eating good, then don't eat good.
Right.
But it's going to probably interfere with the longevity of the relationship or the intention of the relationship.
Right.
Because I want to be healthy. I want my mate to be healthy. I don't want to, so I'm going to get me right so then I can help him get himself right, or vice versa. So if a guy like this comes along in your life and he's got the plan to eat, and he's got the alkaline water flowing, and he's eating all the nuts and berries and the grains and teaching you how right, then you better say, like, this is somebody good that I need to come and be a part of him, right? Because he could bring me to where I need to be.
Right.
But guys, you know what? I need to take a quick break. We need to take a quick break and breathe in. And this has been exciting, and I knew it was going to be not enough time, and we almost out of time. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna play this commercial, and also we're gonna show you a clip of a movie that's coming out on August the 24th. It's called Faceless Shadows. We're gonna show the clip of this movie, or is a trailer, and the tickets are on sale now. The tickets are $15 now, and I think they're going to go up at the end of the month. So if you want to come out and support it, it's right here in Atlanta at the Landmark Theater, and we're going to take a quick look, and then we're going to come back.
Man, you're a great host.
I need you to tell me what's going on in that house.
Somebody cry. They gonna get something to cry about. Hush! Hush, everybody hush! Hush!
Who you in there talking to, huh? Huh? You gonna learn today, boy!
I have dreams, and Calvin's gonna make them come true, and that's love. That's all the love I need.
I'm the best thing that ever happened to her. You too, for that matter. I said dance, Danny.
Ooh, here's a word. H-A-T-E. Now how about that? I hate this house and I hate this game.
Hey! Why'd you do that? I am not cleaning it up.
Breathe.
What are you doing? Do I need to come up there?
No, Mama.
Lily gonna pay. Lily gonna pay for all the shit she put me through.
Don't do this. Please,
Don't say nothing. But they been at it again. Next son of yours. Something else.
Ruby, what you mean by that son of mine?
Get away from me! I rebuke you! I rebuke you! I'm right with God! I'm repentant! I got the Lord on my side! So you can do what you want to do to me! You can do what you want to do to me!
I have to follow the path that God has for me.
Hell, Mom, I ain't signed up for this. You got me twisted.
Oh, God, I plead the blood over my daughter. I plead the blood over my grandkids. I suggest you get the hell out of this house before I lose my religion. Cause I'm on a path. I'm on a direction where I know that my direction right now, my vision is stable. It's stable. Oh, the lens and everything is clear. The 2020 vision is there because she exists. Because I know
You exist. We exist. I exist.
She exists. We all exist. Hello, my name is Janelle, CEO and founder of She Exists. We are coming to Raleigh, North Carolina on June 22nd. Please join us and experience some amazing speakers and enjoy our vendors. For more information, please visit our website, sheexists.org.
Hey guys, we are back. I tell you, this studio is on fire. It is not enough time in the day to answer these questions. I can't even get to the questions, but I'm loving it. Like the McDonald's commercial. They say, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. So I got a treat for y'all. I wanted class to do, and let me just tell you a quick story. I met class out. I was at a poetry thing. I was out. I forget where I was, but anyway, he was speaking on the mic. He was doing his thing, and he impressed me. And this was back last year. And I got up, and I don't get up for a lot of people. I got up,
and I wanted to, just go say, hey, I liked it, because he was different. I'm in Atlanta. It's a lot of people doing a lot of things, but he was different. And then come to find out, it's because of his, his style is a little different from our traditional poets here. And we've been friends ever since then, just, communicating. What's
my homie?
So, yeah. But I asked him, I had actually put him on the information as performed before I even asked him. And then today I texted him and said, hey, can you do something? He was like, yeah. So I said, I already had you down anyway. But do you? He said, well, I wasn't going to say, what would I say? No. So anyway, you going to do going fishing?
Sure. This song was written about chilling, because I was going through some mental stuff, and a friend of mine sat down and he was just like, man, you need to go fishing. And he went through the whole scenario, and I wrote the whole thing. So if y'all can help me with the hook when it comes, y'all know what it is. You need to go fishing. You got your reel out there. Sit back and relax and be mentally out there. Don't tell me what's on your rod. I don't really care, as long as you're aware. And if you're too anxious, you ain't catching nothing. So hold on tight and you'll get it all, right? Notice that you see your pole is jerking. Just keep your eyes focused in your bait line working. See that man over there yelling at the sea, cussing at the water? He's missing reality. You see, fish don't bite at an angry pole. Your rod is your spirit. Your reel's your soul. So ride that wave that you've been missing. It's a thought process that needs to go fishing. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Reel him in, reel him in.
Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one.
Reel him in, reel him in. Yeah, you need to keep your tackle box in order. Your lures in place. Easy life is slow pace. You'll catch one at all due time, but don't let them catch you sleeping on your line. You lose your bait. You wasted your time because fishing wasn't the only thing in mind. Now here's your time to sit back and observe where the fish don't ever get the final word. Notice how stress-free the water could be. The fish aren't screaming, they're just upstreaming. Here, my friend, you could just chill. What your life is missing is some days of fishing. Yeah, he caught the big one.
Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Reel him in, reel him in. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Reel him in, reel him in.
When you're fishing, you're into yourself. You free your mind with some quiet time. Stay at ease so you could deal with complication. Like a wise man, learn how to be patient and wait for yours and take your time. Enjoy tranquility with a peace of mind. Because when you're stressed, your attitude's missing. You need to find a spot where you can go fishing. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Reel him in, reel him in. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Yeah, he caught the big one. Reel him in, reel him in. That record is selling in London for £200. It's all over the world, and it was a song that I wrote after me and the group broke up. I was in Brothers of the Same Mind, and we toured with Ice Cube, Run DMC, and I thought I lost my break, but I flipped into the neo soul market when neo soul just started. So I now call myself the mindfulness MC class, because everything I'm rapping about is about peace and mindfulness, and this is what we need. Mm-hmm. So you hear a piece of the style, this is where I'm going. So if you like it, hip hop's damage control. You can Google it. I'm there.
All right. All right. Can we give him a hand? So let me just say this in closing. First of all, I want to thank all my guests for coming in. The studio audience, I have one of my new Facebook friends drove all the way here from, where you come from, baby? Greenville, North Carolina. Yes, yes. And she told me she was coming. I was like, okay. And we hugged before I even knew her name. So, you know, because I give hugs. I'm a hugger. But I just want to thank everybody for coming in and participating and sharing your energy. You know, because I am the woman that believes that, you know, it's all about our connections. It's all about the people that we come in contact with. You never know why somebody is coming into your life or what purpose they're coming into. Not all the time. And it's just up for us to stay in our own truth. So I thank you all for taking time to come in. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, I apologize. It was just too heated. I couldn't really keep up. So I love y'all. I love you. And I know the comments. I'm going to go back and read the comments. I'm going to go back and watch the replay so I can crack up and laugh. And I want to know, will my guests be willing to come back? Because I think this deserves a part 2. We didn't dive in deep enough. You know, we got some more fishing to do. We got some more fishing to do. And one thing that we're going to do, we'll cover that. Okay. Not right now. So, because I got to get out of here. I'm out of time and they're going to start charging me more. So, I want everybody to be reminded to tune in Monday through Friday on Facebook on the Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneur page. That's where I come in and just drop some information and spread some love and light and push us. Especially as an entrepreneur, we work in the space by ourselves, and I want to just let everybody know that we support you in everything that you do. We will be right back here in 2 weeks on the Women in Biz section on the I Am Enough Talk Show. So you definitely can come back in, tune in. We're going to have a packed house like we always do. We're going to have a great time, great energy. And I just want to remind everybody that your purpose and what you were designed to be, what you came to the planet to be, is there. So figure it out and go for it. Don't hold back on your dreams. Be very deliberate and very intentional on your life, because this is it. We only got one shot at this thing. I don't know what happens in the afterlife, but I know, like, right now I want to live with a purpose, and I want to be directive and very intentional about my life. This platform is designed for those people that want to come on and spread their light, spread their love, spread their purpose, and be very dedicated and committed to that thing that you say you want to manifest. That's what the I Am Enough Talk Show is all about. It's all positive and energy. I'm about the energy. So if you're about that and you want to be a part of this show, please reach out to us by going and sending us an email to IAmEnoughTalkShow@gmail.com. And guess what? I love you, and there is nothing that you can do about it. Peace and bye for now. Woo!